Back in the 70s, board games and improv theater had a baby, and it was called the Roleplaying Game. These games allowed a generation of kids to live out their dreams of slaying dragons and saving kingdoms, all while sitting in their bedrooms and basements. Today, gaming has moved into the cultural mainstream, and role-playing games are back with a vengeance. Join us now as 5 of these former kids come out of the basement and onto the internet to experience adventure, mystery, and obscure pop culture references. It's time for Roll for Combat!
Hey there, welcome to Roll for Combat. I'm your GM and host, Steven Glicker, and in this week's show, the boys try to play nice with Winetta Trucks after Mo was a little rough with her last week. And also this week, the boys finally leave the safety of the living quarters of Eox and go out into the blasted wilds to encounter God knows what. Also this week, for my GM PC tip, I discuss player aids and how they can be used and enhance your game. So for those of you who actually know this adventure path and have followed it or played it, you'll know that in the middle of Book 3, which is right about now, there is an encounter which is a rather large and difficult encounter. People have been wondering how these guys will handle this encounter, whether they'll live, whether they'll die, what craziness is going to be in store for them. And I will tell you that this is the week that you've all been waiting for, where they finally encounter, well, the beast. I will not say exactly what happens, but I will say that it doesn't quite go as you might expect. I'm not going to go into details this week. I'll probably save that for next week. Also this week, I dropped an episode yesterday, a surprise episode of an interview with Rob McCary from Paizo, the creative director for Starfinder, where we talk all about the 3 new classes. If you managed to miss that interview, just go to rollforcombat.com and check out the interview from yesterday. You can also just subscribe to the podcast, and you should have gotten it automatically, and you could just play it at your heart's content. Also, if you're interested in actually playing some of the new classes during the playtest, do come to our Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com, where you can join us, where we're starting several games where people are actually going to get to play and try out the new classes on our Discord site. But with that, let's jump right into the show, as I'm sure everyone wants to see how it unfolds.
Alright, Mo has had enough of this. He's going to try and intimidate. Okay, he's going up to the...
Really? You can intimidate your contact? Okay.
Yes, I am.
John Statz is playing the Vesk soldier Mo Dupinsky.
Alright.
I'm going to say, enough of this! Your job is to clean the streets, and we're doing your job for you. These are Corpse Fleet hooligans, and... We're bringing them. This is some of your homework we're bringing in. So
street justice.
Chris Beamer is playing the Lashunta operative Hiroji.
I don't want to hear anything about us cleaning up anything. This is your job. And he rolls a 18.
And not for nothing, I imagine none of you really want trouble with the Ministry of Eternal Vigilance for the fact that apparently...
Well, Rusty, you're not there. You're outside.
Yeah, you're outside.
I'm sorry. I take that back.
Bob Marquis is playing the human envoy, Rusty Carter.
So, she all looks sad. She puts up a little sign that says, "We'll be back in 5 minutes." And she's like, "I'm on my break," and goes upstairs.
All right, well, while she's on her break, I'm going to start looking at these bodies closely.
Mo is not liking this. He's going to start taking healing serums. There's a lot of red on him, and he's gonna just go through how many rounds, I guess, that she's gonna be upstairs. I'm gonna go through at least 4 healing serums. I think I have 14 on me.
Okay, start rolling. You go through the bodies. They don't actually have anything on them showing any identification, but you do find a cred stick.
15 for 4 healing serums. I rolled a 1, a 3, a 6, and a 5.
You find a cred stick on each of them.
Cool. How much total?
Total 5,000 credits.
Nice. So 2,500 each.
That is correct.
I like the cred sticks. They give us cred sticks in this adventure path. I like that.
that's
I do like that.
That's a good thing.
Where'd Rusty go?
Yeah, I'm calling everybody inside. There's
Calling
a
a meeting?
situation. Yeah, there's a situation.
All right, I saunter in, trying to look cool.
You do. She's upstairs. I'm getting some very bad feelings about her. She's not taking her job seriously, and
Well, I mean, you did yell at her, so
Yeah,
you probably scared her.
I don't know how much I succeeded though. So I don't like her reaction.
Maybe you better let the silver tongue of Rusty try and
Well,
assuage.
my next thought is,
He can do it.
why don't I have a conversation with her? She seemed also, she and I had a rapport, I found.
Right, I believe that's true.
But not only that, if there is a problem, I would say we're not going to take justice into our own hands. We'll simply contact Chisix, who's the one who put us onto her, and mention that perhaps there's a problem here on Eox.
All right. Well, I'm gonna follow right behind you, and
Now you know the old
I
expression.
can play the bad cop.
You can catch more flies with vat grown flesh than you can with honey on this planet.
Yeah, I don't want flies though. I can't be diplomatic. I only have intimidate. So
Well, Rusty can help you there. So.
yeah.
So
Well,
when
she's
you're saying
upstairs.
bad cop,
She went
you're-
upstairs.
Your version of a cop is not now, did anybody see anything? But instead, your version is to walk around the crowd saying, you didn't, did you? You did it. Wait, it was
Yeah.
you, wasn't it?
I'm
Confess.
more of a soldier than a cop.
Pretty much.
Bad cop, worst cop.
Not a lot of civilian training.
I understand.
So you have to go upstairs to where her dwellings are.
Okay, I will follow up after her, politely.
Uh,
Calling ahead to say, oh, now I hope you don't mind my following. But shucks, I heard that nasty old Vex wasn't all that friendly to you. I'm feeling very
Yeah.
Western today.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of went into a Western drawl too. So you go upstairs. You go past the tape where it says like "Do not enter," and you go to the upper floor. And this obviously is the personal quarters of Trucks. And you can see that there are several supply and storage rooms, and one of them has been cleared out. This was obviously for you. It looks like there were filing cabinets and office furniture that once stood there as all the stains on the rug, but they were all moved into the corner, and it now holds 4 thin foam sleeping mats on the floor as well. And there's also a small washroom and deep sink.
Well,
That
that's
was obviously put
nice.
out just for you.
Thin.
Anyhow,
3 sleeping mats and 1 like 4-poster bed. Hey, wait a second.
Jason McDonald is playing the Soki mechanic Tuttle Blacktail and his drone, Cheddar.
her room, you presume she's in, is locked, and she's in her bedroom.
Well, I'm coming and I'm making noise as I approach, saying, now, Trucks, I'm hoping you're willing to talk to me. I'm just going to knock here on the door and I hope you'll come out. But if not, I certainly understand. If my friend was rude, I just want to apologize, obviously. But what am I saying? If my friend was rude. Because my friend was rude, I'd like to apologize.
Mo's getting ready for a strength check on the door.
She hear really. So you hear through the door, maybe what could be sobbing. You're not exactly sure. She's like, I'm just sitting here doing my job. I set up this nice place for you. I'm just sitting here. I'm the only one on this entire damn planet who works at this ministry. You start bringing dead bodies. This vest starts yelling at me. I don't get paid enough for this. That's not what I'm here for.
Well, I don't want to speak badly about anyone, but, the Vesk. I mean, come on. So, I'm hoping you're not going to hold it against the rest of us. I mean, if you'll remember from your life, you were a human like myself. You know that we're nicer than all that. So, if you're willing to come out, I'm going to come downstairs. I'm certainly not going to let him yell at you again. But I think all of us are going to want to thank you for the really very nice appointments that you've set up in this room. I've just seen it down the hall. It's gorgeous.
By the way, she's saying all this in the Eoxian, so Mo can't.
Yeah,
understand
that's
any
fine.
of this.
I'm responding in the same.
I figured. So Mo, you have no idea what's going on. She's
Oh, it's
like,
downstairs.
well, maybe no. Mo, went up
I'm
there.
right next to her.
My diplomacy for that was 33.
Maybe Mo should take some Eoxian. He's the only one who doesn't seem to know what's going on.
He definitely doesn't know what's going on.
As
Ever.
usual, ever. She's like, well, okay. just someone help me clean up the mess downstairs. You know, this is a government office, and you guys are bringing dead bodies. Well, you know what I mean, deader bodies, and mucking up the floor.
The inanimate bodies, yeah.
Exactly, like dead, and you know, obviously, I don't want to get in trouble with anyone around here. You know, it's not good optics if you start coming in and you start seeing the dead corpse fleet agents on the floor, or God knows whatever they are.
Well, I agree with you there, but I do want to say you can also advertise very quietly that any corpse fleet agents that have come here, you've taken care of. So you can perhaps advertise and let people know that you're extremely good at your job.
Perhaps. But, you know, that might mean that more people come here and it just makes more work for me. And, you know what? Let's just call it a draw and let's just clean it up and we'll forget this whole thing happened.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so she opens up the door and she comes out and she sees Mo there and gives a shot, and she sort of growls at you and flicks her tongue out at you. And she is a ghoul. And she's like, "Don't make me turn you into a ghoul, big boy."
Mo goes downstairs. He doesn't care about this. They're not. Rusty's not translating anything. This is not fun.
No, he says she says that in English. In the comments. You heard that one. She can always bite you and make you into a ghoul. She goes back downstairs.
So we've been attacked now by agents of the corpse fleet. They obviously know. Well, we kind of stumbled upon the first group who was messing with your witness. Who we went to their house to, on the report that you gave us, and they were being harassed by corpse fleet. So her report's probably accurate. So what did they mention? There was something she was going to go talk to something called a what? What was it? A bone trooper? No, it was something else, right?
The Marrow Blight.
Marrow Blight, yeah. What do you know about Marrow Blight?
Well, interesting you bring that up, because I was doing a little bit of research while you were gone, and the Marrow Blight you mentioned after you found it in the vat, and now you mentioned this, and she takes a look at the piece of paper from the journal, and she's like, I was able to cross-reference my notes, and I do know of one Marrow Blight named Xenorathian Morat. She's a hermit who lives about 6 miles outside the city. She's someone who had a lot of sympathy towards the corpse fleet. I imagine this is all pointing to her. And I believe she had a nasty taste for flesh. So this is all circumstantial, but pointing strongly at this Morat.
That's what you got from that note.
Interesting. Where does this Morat reside? We may have some few questions for her.
Yeah, she's a known corpse fleet sympathizer. Whom the authorities we haven't arrested her just because, well, she lives so far away. She lives 6 miles outside the city, and she mostly keeps to herself. But she is known for her taste of raw flesh, and the missing flesh from the factory, combined with the rest of the evidence, pretty much points toward her involvement. She brings out a map and says, I can show you exactly where she resides if you wish to go pay her a visit.
Oh, yes. We do.
Yes, although, let's be fair, you also like yourself a nice fat of flesh.
Oh, yes, but I won't resort to crime for my pound of flesh.
Certainly not.
She brings out the map and shows you, and it looks like the home is about 6 miles outside of the city, and it will take about 2 hours for you to walk there.
Oh, I don't think walking's in our horoscope.
Uber?
Yeah.
Do they have Lyft on this planet?
Yeah.
Not not into the boonies, they don't.
On this place?
Yeah. Is there a place where we can rent a car? Or we want an A-team vehicle. Like
Yeah, you can buy vehicles in
big
the
fan.
game.
Yeah.
You
It might
can
be a
buy
thought.
something if you want. Yeah, sure.
Buy a motorcycle.
Well, I don't want to buy something. I think it's a little bit more economic to rent it.
I think that eventually, we should all buy motorcycles and form a gang.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, now I'll buy something.
Well, there are motorcycles. There's the basic Cycle level
I know.
1. And
Yeah.
there's
that's-
exploration buggies. There's Land Cruisers. Let's see. The basic motorcycle's 700 credits.
Oh, okay. So Marrow Blight. I want to do a knowledge on that. Can anyone help me with this? Maybe.
You actually did it already. You
Oh,
already
did I?
Yeah, you
Oh.
did the knowledge. And that you found out that they are undead that are nasty, and even undead don't like them. And they have several bone spars coming out of their backs and can attack with multiple attacks. They're quite nasty.
They're like the Nosferatu.
They're kind of like Nosferatu with large tentacles of bones and spikes coming out of their back.
They're not sparkly vampires. They're nasty, yucky vampire. All right. Well, we want to do this now, right? Might as well. Team.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't think we've got anything
of
else we
course.
need to do. So.
I'm looking at. Well, 2 hours isn't so bad of a walk. You know.
I reload my pistol, by the way.
Okay.
I have to figure out how this ammunition thing works, because the gun only takes 12, but when you buy ammunition, it comes in packs of 20.
Right, so that's exactly. So you just put in as much as you need.
So you just put in the So I
Yeah,
shot 5 bullets, so I'm putting in 5.
All right, that's fine.
Are we jet lagged at all? Like when we come from off world, are we like tired? How exhausted are we?
It's only been like half the day, believe it or not. You guys
Yeah.
are making good time.
Okay, but I mean, as far
Why are you exhausted? It's been a really relaxing day. I haven't even taken a scratch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a physical specimen, so like, you know.
I'm just thinking, like, it's 2 hours there and 2 hours back. I don't know. It's night all the time, but I don't know if things get worse. You know, if we've been out around half the day, like, is it nighttime now or is it daytime? I know it's basically always night.
It's always night.
Does it get worse at any point? Is there anyone who knows that?
Well, it's a. I think it was a 15-day night cycle, so it's with 24 hours. No, it's not going to change. It's,
Okay.
It's a very long. 15 days is one night.
Oh, so
Well,
they have
I
like
know,
daylight for
we-
15 days?
Yeah, it's light for 15 days,
Oh.
dark for 15 days.
Well,
Is it-
one thing
is-
about Mo, we know he doesn't. He's afraid of the dark a little bit. We do know that.
No,
He
most
doesn't like
well
doing
didn't
things at
like.
night.
Have we been running around at night or in the day?
I said it was dusk.
All right.
But it's dark, right? We're in the dark cycle as opposed to the light cycle.
You're in a no. It's okay. It's like a dusk cycle. It's you guys can all see. You guys are fine. You're not going to be affected
Okay.
by light. Inside here is sort of lightish because this is where living are allowed to be. But everywhere else in the planet, everyone has dark vision.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like light means nothing to these people.
I know. Well, we have dark vision. I have dark vision.
Right. In fact, these rooms are only lit for living. Otherwise, none of this would be lit. Like if you go to other cities on this planet, there's no lights. None of that stuff exists.
Yeah, we can go there. I mean, do you guys mind
All right,
walking?
let's go.
That's,
The
no,
vehicles
I don't mind walking.
are many. There's more.
One of us has his own vehicle, so
Yeah, that's true. And I do have
riding
jump jets.
saddle.
Woohoo! All right, so I've used 2 charges from my zooming. Actually, no, I haven't. I've used more. I've used 3. Yes, I've used 3 charges from my suit out of 10.
All right, so let's go.
Can I charge that up? Actually, I'm gonna look that
It
up.
takes the next day. Yeah, you can do it the next day.
Oh, okay. All right. Then we go. We go outside the city.
You guys leave the protective dome of the city, and immediately, of course, you realize, oh, that's right. There's no atmosphere on the outside the dome. But that's fine, because you guys have spacesuits. So I presume.
So
you
you're
put
saying
on
it's
there.
cold outside, there's no kind of atmosphere?
Exactly.
There's no atmosphere whatsoever.
Maybe it's cold.
So anyhow, you're outside in the actual land, the landscape of Yops.
Ugh.
As you walk down the directions that were given, you see strange sights in the wilds of Eox's blasted surface. You see things like mounds of skeletons and bones. You see strange mutated animals running off in the distance. You see what you think might be plants at one point, but have been turned into something horrific, like all twisted and rotten, and maybe they were once trees or some wildlife, but they're all mutated. And you even go by a forest that seems to be glowing a soft radiation of purple. It's a beautiful, beautiful world. as you go through it all.
It looks like hell.
No, it looks worse than that.
Oh,
As
trees
you
sounds nice.
oh yeah, sure.
So, are we saying Darkshire or the Plaguelands?
Nice. Dark. Yeah, Plaguelands. Yeah.
Plaguelands, probably.
Eastern Plagueland.
No, I'm saying I'm saying Mordor. Like
Wow. All right.
Yeah. That's what it is. Like the bad part of Mordor, like right as you're getting up to
The Lone Mountain.
yeah, exactly. Like
All right.
all that. So you finally get to this location. The blasted landscape of a wholly devastated and undead planet gives way slightly to a carefully cultivated area surrounded by a dilapidated hut. The displays are almost garden-like in their precise arrangement. Thin, pliable bones weave intricate patterns in clumps that might otherwise be living bushes, with flutes of skin and cartilage that might be mistaken for flowers, if not for the disturbing shapes and abundance of brilliant colors. So, in front of you, you see what appears to be gardens of bones that sort of kind of look like a normal garden. There's also a nice little path, of which is also surrounded by bones, which normally would probably be trees or shrubbery, but instead it's bones. And then there is a rather large hut in front of you, perfectly circular, that is approximately 100 feet in diameter.
Wow. Okay. I vote we don't go through the bones. Yeah, I think we go around.
I vote we dust off and nuke the site from orbit.
It's the only way to be sure.
I'm thinking this is a place we want to show some respect and not be just walking through. Yeah, we should just walk down the path.
I pull my pistol out and I have it at my side.
I don't need to pull my anything out. Mine is just strapped to my back. No show of weapons.
I'm gonna pull out my 2 pistols.
Don't you guys have called?
What's that? No.
No, I don't know what that is. Sorry.
Wow.
And not only that, it's like, well, I'm not going to explain it. Like, I can't do my trick attack if I have to draw in the same turn.
I would stop Mo where he is there. Otherwise,
He's not going any farther unless the rest of the party catch up.
Yeah. It's
TPK time.
Okay, great.
well, no, put Tuttle where he should be. There we go.
And for the moment, I'm actually riding Cheddar.
You guys ready?
Oh,
You
yeah.
ready for horribleness?
Oh, no.
Are you ready for hell?
Baba Yaga's hut.
Are you ready for Baba Yaga's hut?
That hut looks like it has teeth on the roof.
Well, okay, Steve, I have to say my first complaint is you're describing the skin and bone like it's a bad thing. If you have bone struts, skin is the only thing that really adheres correctly on it. It's aesthetically pleasing, and it also matches the whole ambiance.
It would make sense that you like the ambiance of it, actually.
Oh, it's not me. I'm just saying architecturally. I mean, that's the only other way you could decorate bone.
How long have we been traveling, would you say? Like, how far
It
out of
took
town?
you 2 hours to get out here.
I say, you know what? I could stealth ahead a little bit and see what's up.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Although, I don't think that this is a place where you're going to be... I think you're not going to be stealthy. I think they're going to detect you a mile away.
I don't know. I'm pretty stealthy.
I don't know the way. Mo does not know the way of the undead, but I think they might be prone to intimidate. I wonder if he should do the talking. I actually don't even know
Why would you think that? Why would you think that? I say, you know what? They're not. I tell you, they're not any more prone to intimidate than anyone else.
And not necessarily more prone to violence than anyone else. Why can't we just have an adult conversation with this nice woman?
All right, I'm going to pull out my pistol,
Well, yeah.
and I am going to, in my other hand, pull out a Mark II grenade, which I'm not proficient in. I will attempt to stealth and sneak up
You probably want to make
and
a
go
concealment
go like
roll
right
as well.
there.
You might want to make a concealment roll as well. You don't want to be... If you're spotted, you don't want to be seen with a grenade in your hand.
Oh, you mean like a sleight of hand or something?
Yeah, something
Yes.
like that. That might just be...
All right, I mean, I can
tactically...
I could. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I come ready, loaded for bear.
So as you step off the path and go past the bones, you see these bone brushes, and brushes. These bone bushes, they appear to be about 4 to 5 feet tall, and they appear to be quite densely packed, as if they were arranged to look like, as I said before, bushes or flowers. It's almost as if it's a garden of bone and skin. Give me your stealth roll.
Okay.
28. It's pretty good. You sneak up. You carefully dodge the bones that are on the edge of the path. You don't crunch on any. You go over the soft ground that's dusty but mostly flat. And you are up against the hut of skin.
Nasty. Can I look in?
There appears to be no windows, but there appears to be little holes that maybe where the skin doesn't fully connect with the structure of bone that you can sort of.
And my
poke.
pistol is weird because it has a bayonet attached to it, and which is a knife, and I can cut a little piece away at the hole, and I look in.
Okay, totally okay. So you literally cut a little piece of skin. It's much tougher than it looks.
And it starts screaming.
And blood oozes out of the wound.
Can Mo do something while
really?
he does this?
Yeah, what does Mo wish to do?
I want to do a heal. I'm going to take a healing serum and
Oh, okay.
chug it down.
All right.
Are those
Five.
still group healing
Perfect.
serums?
Wait. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's exactly what I am down. So, okay. I don't want to go into combat ever in the red.
Yes, that's a true fact.
Especially you. Okay, you chug your healing serum. What did you say, Hiroji?
I said I was looking in.
You look in. It appears that you sort of look in, and it's hard to sort of figure out what you're looking at, but it looks like this is an incredibly cramped building filled to the brim with stuff. It seems to have jumbled stash of just body parts. There appears to be furniture crafted from organic pieces. There's junk. The whole place looks like, well, if a graveyard came to life, assembled itself, and put itself into a hut made of skin, that is what you'll be looking at. It looks like a normal, would you say, a hoarder, but instead of hoarding books, the hoarder seems to be hoarding body parts and bones and other horrific things.
This is why I don't subscribe to the whole, the undead are normal in this universe. No.
Exactly. Once an undead.
I don't
always
understand.
an
What do you mean?
I report back over my comms and to let them know what I see in there. Say it doesn't look pretty in there.
Well, what kind of bodies? What species are we talking? It'll depend on actually how we treat this creature.
Oh, he can't tell. I mean, these appear to be anything from humanoid to animal to God knows what.
Well, if they're humanoid, that's wrong.
Some of it can actually be grown. Much like IKEA, they do have Eox IKEA, which instead of you putting together wood, you put together, bones and skin. Totally normal.
The Bunsen Fleshken.
The bones and flesh gets right. And the problem with putting that stuff together? They're always missing that last bone screw,
Well, and I don't see any movement.
You see no movement. It does not look like anyone is home right this minute.
So I see no movement. I'm going to circle around the back, and I'm going to move around the structure.
All right. Show me
Is there anywhere off the path where I could hide and stealth?
Off the path? Oh yeah, those bone structures to the south. Those are 4 or 5 feet. They definitely provide cover if you want to go next to one. You can go inside them, but they're kind of horrible if you want to go in.
Yep. Hold on. Stealth of 31, natural 20.
Wow. Okay.
I think if I go here, that's double move from where it was.
Okay.
80 feet.
Okay. Where do you want to go, Bob?
Oh, I was going there, off the side of the road. I thought that's what you meant by those bone
Oh, I'm talking about the way that one actually is good too. That one there, you can hide behind that large bone. But to see the ones to the south, those are very high up. That's like a wall, or that's almost like a garden of bone. But the one that you're hiding behind, which is sort of along the path, that's good too. So you're totally hiding
Yes,
against
my
that.
thought was if it came out its front door, or alternatively came down the path to its front door, I wanted the option of being able to ambush.
Excellent.
Does Hiroji have any line of sight? Can he shoot into this hut?
Yeah, he could if he wanted to.
Okay. Like no negatives or anything like that.
No, there's no negatives, not
All right.
yet.
What do you think, Tuttle? You want to?
Yeah, meanwhile, Tuttle's sitting on the big yellow robot, standing out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, Mo's kind of standing out in the middle of the road too. He's
a big red light in the middle, and
You guys, I don't know. I'm thinking of just going through the front door, but what do you?
I'm
guys
hoping
think?
there's a back door so we can do a classic pincer maneuver.
Sounds good to me. Mo's going up.
Suddenly, as Mo is walking forward, Rusty is hidden. Hiroji is at the south of the hut, and Cheddar and Tuttle are moving to the north. Tuttle sees something. He sees something. At first, he is a little confused. Imagine Stranger Things Season 2. You see something rise from the hut, and it continues to rise, and continues to rise, and continues to rise.
Beanstalk?
No. A creature.
A human being
standing 50 feet tall.
Oh, I know what
appears
these are.
to be a strange two-tusked elephant perched on narrow stilt-like legs. It is covered with horns and growths, its skin heavily blistered and cracked from radiation. It seems to notice you all. It is now standing well over the hut. It lets out a bellow and goes...
Roll for combat!
That's something you don't see every day.
Wow.
It's
Yeah, usually these things are invisible.
Is it floating or walking? It's walking, right?
It is walking.
It came out of the hut?
No, it was like laying down behind it.
Okay.
It curled up like a doggy, and it is now walking. It got up, and it now walked to there. It walked to the north. As it walks near Mo and Cheddar, suddenly those Geiger counters that you bought
Episode
so
1.
long ago, I believe Cheddar, I said Tuttle had it on him. It starts to go off. It starts going off big time.
Radiation.
Hiroji, you can go.
No, what's going on? All
Now,
right.
Hiroji, you're right up against the hut, so you can't really easily see this, but you can hear this thing getting up.
Is its head like above the hut because it's that tall? Or
It is, but not where you are. The hut's actually quite tall. The hut's
yeah, I
like
can't shoot it, but
Yeah, where you are, if you back up, it's going to be a little hard to do, but think of it this way. The hut is about 25 feet in the center. It's about 20 feet tall, so it's way up there. This creature is 50 feet tall.
wow. All right, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna move.
You should have line of sight on it.
Well, he's right up against the hut. That's like being up against the building, and if there's a 50-foot thing, if he's going he just has to move a little bit about, and then he'll have line of sight.
Get to use that sniper rifle finally.
Well, that's true. Except my hands are filled with other weapons, so I'm gonna do something different. All right, so that's that. That's 40 feet right there. Okay, here's another. I think that's my turn right there.
Yeah, that's your turn. But you ran around the hut, and you see this thing, and you're basically fighting a skyscraper. Jason, you're up.
Or are we running away from the skyscraper? No.
Or you're running away.
Wait, can I make a free action as a knowledge check?
Sure, mysticism.
Thank you. I wonder if this is a life science check.
Mysticism. It's a magical beast. A gargantuan magical beast. Things that have gargantuan in their names usually not good. You
That's
roll
crazy.
a 12.
12, not great.
You don't even know the name of this thing. You've heard of these things. You've heard that there's these large creatures that live out here, that they were supposed to have been like cows at one point, perhaps, but they've been horribly mutated to these large creatures that some people keep as pets. But the people who keep them as pets are the same type of people who keep, I don't know, like, what are dangerous animals out here that you keep?
Dragons.
Nah, like in real life, like, I don't know.
Like
tigers or-
rattlesnake or
Yeah, exactly. Rattlesnakes or a raccoon as a pet. You know, crazy people. Tuttle, you're up.
Get him, Tuttle.
Yeah, I'm going to have Cheddar move backwards while drawing my weapon.
Okay.
Cheddar's the perfect tank, dude.
Actually, you know what? Now that you say it, I'm going to leave Cheddar in position, and I'm going to jump off Cheddar.
Okay. Move action to get off.
And then I'm going to step back. I'm going to do a double move and move myself back to the path.
Move away! Move away!
Yeah, I got it. All right. And just as a curiosity, do my radioactive counter go down a little bit?
Yeah, yes. As you go away from the creature, the radio activity decreases.
She's got it. Okay. All right, since I double moved, I can't do anything else. I suppose Cheddar could fire his...
Cheddar has a standard or move left.
All right, then Cheddar will fire his junk cannon. Just for grins.
Junk cannon activate.
maybe it's friendly.
It's just a cow.
They actually are space cows.
Friendly cows.
Well, they were cows, but they got mutated into something terrible. Roll a 6 for a 12. Misses by a lot.
Can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Well, if he was friendly, he's not anymore.
You literally shot... This thing is 20 by 20 and 50 feet tall, and you still missed.
But it's because it's probably got armor. It's probably like it bounced off.
Actually, you're completely correct. That's right. It's just like clink, clink, clink. It's like fighting Smog.
Ugh.
All right, Mo, Smog.
All right, Mo is going to...
Wait, book smog or movie smog?
He's going to pull out his... Boy, I don't want to melee this thing if it's got radiation. All right, so he is going to move there.
You guys are all running
And he's
away.
gonna pull out,
Impressed.
and I'm pulling out my laser, trusty laser, artillery laser.
Okay.
I think that is what I have. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. So I can always call my tactical pike. You guys should totally look up these fusion things here. They're really good.
I have a
and-
fusion on my gun.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a haste. Whatchamajig.
You have to activate it though.
Yeah, and it only works with the full attack. Well, it lets you move faster, too.
Yeah. I don't think I need to move faster. All right. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to shoot.
Shoot. Shoot.
21 misses.
Shoot.
all right.
11 for 21. You, too, miss the creature.
All right. Oh, can I also do
Okay.
a mysticism?
Yes, you may do your mysticism.
Sorry,
check.
I had the window open the whole time. Sorry, Bob. Does a 12. Oh, boy, a 12.
That's what I got.
All right.
That's
What
not
do
a-
I you don't
know?
you don't even know the name of it.
you don't even know what planet you're on.
Bob Rusty is up.
Okay. Fighting it is not going well. So, I say I make a bluff check. In Eoxian, I say in a stage whisper to my compatriots nearby, i.e., such that it will hear it. That's right, boys. Pull him away. Draw him off from the hut. Once we pull him back far enough, we'll have him right where we want him.
Now we are wearing our spacesuit, right? Because we have to.
Yes.
So that's not going to work.
Bluff of 34.
Yeah, but you have a helmet on in spacesuit.
Do I?
Yeah. This is a toxic environment. Although
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
Did you? Yeah, this is.
Oof, might not be open.
Yeah. Well, you got to tell me if you were walking around with.
I would have worn it. Yeah, I would have worn it.
Okay.
There's got to be some type of way of communicating to somebody who's not on our comm.
Yeah,
oh
but
yeah,
I
he
can-
could have. he could have pressed a button and it wouldn't have been a stage whisper. It would have been you just saying it out
Right.
loud.
Yeah,
can do
I want
that.
to say it out.
Well, see, this is
Oh, okay, that's
this
fine.
is sort of a thing that comes up a lot in this game. In that, with technology, it's like if you're wearing a helmet, you're not going to be able to say stuff to someone who's not wearing a helmet. Like they're not going to be able to hear you at all, especially from any kind of
Well,
distance.
through the speaker.
What speaker?
Like a stormtrooper has little speakers on their helmets. They
Right.
Okay, but I mean, there's
Of course.
nothing that says that. I mean, I guess there's a lot of stuff you could.
No, I'm going to say that.
Fine.
I'm going to say that it does. They say it does because you know why? For actually, very simple
Move along.
reason.
Move
I'll
along.
tell you why. That if you go to other planets that have other toxic elements, and they're normal, they're just sitting there and they want to communicate with you. You need to have a speaker in your helmet, so you
Mhm.
need to have a way to hear and talk outside of your space.
All right, that's fine with me.
So I would say it's fine. EOX actually does have an environment. It's just toxic and deadly. So like sound works.
Unless you're in the area that's not like the spike or whatever that.
Yeah, or if you're undead.
Right.
Okay,
Imagine.
so that was my active bluff check, so it was a standard action because I was actually doing it for a purpose.
Were you trying to make it flat-footed, or just trying to?
No, I'm actually trying to fool it. That's why I spoke in Eoxian.
Okay.
I wanted to believe that it needs to stay near the hut, that our plan is to pull it away. So if we pull back, it will not chase actively.
Got it.
And that said, I'm going to move 15 feet away.
Coward.
No, you. Do you speak Eoxian, Chris?
Yes.
So you understood what I just said. Okay.
You don't have any standard
This is
actions?
also the first time. This is also the first time you've ever heard me speak Eoxian.
Really? Wow. Excellent. Things are becoming clear now.
The creature moves up 15 feet towards Cheddar, and then that's right, 20 feet away, it attacks Cheddar with one of its arms.
Oh my god. 20-foot reach.
Rolls a 2, hits with a 24.
Oh my goodness.
And does 22 points of damage. It actually was 23, but he does have damage mitigation. 2d10 plus 15. Roji, you're up.
That's rough.
This is going to be fun.
Okay, I will put it out there. This is by far the hardest thing you'll have ever encountered, and then some to date.
Yeah, this is something we run away from.
Right. Which is why I made my strategic move to disencourage it from chasing us.
Yeah, so we're in retreat. This is pretty deadly.
I can see it from there. Right?
Totally. Yeah, it's 50 feet.
How
off
far
the
away
ground.
is it from me here? From here?
From you, it is 65 feet.
65 feet. Okay. I think that's within my first range increment. I need to look that up. I wish it was on the character. It's not, I don't think, right?
I could put it on. I didn't put it on your character because usually you guys are at close quarters. So, yeah, there's a picture of you guys fighting this thing. There, that's you guys fighting it.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on.
Well, they're fighting this thing. That's a clue.
Well, they are. That doesn't mean we will.
I don't know. Because that doesn't look like Mo down there.
I do like how the Vesk is wearing a spacesuit, but the android is not because they can breathe out here and it's fine.
Rusty, can you make mysticism checks?
Sadly, no. Well, hold on. Actually, I took a new skill or two this level. 1 second. No.
Right. It's outside of my. Well, I'm gonna do my trick attack. Let's see how that works.
Oh no! I put 1 rank into mysticism, giving me +1. All right, I'll roll on my turn.
Ugh. God.
20.
Yes.
How'd you roll 3? Oh, man.
It's just it always comes at the worst time. All right, I
does.
take a shot.
Well, it comes during combat.
AKA the worst time.
Yeah.
Roll a 10 for a 19. You miss.
Okay, my turn's over.
Tuttle, Jason, you're up.
Yep.
What if we draw it away and Hiroji goes into the hut?
I'm going to move back, and I'm going to move Cheddar back. I guess I can shoot as well.
Roll an 8 for a 17 and miss. Cheddar is up. Cheddar runs away.
Brave Sir Cheddar.
Mo is up. What you doing, Mo?
Engage in melee.
No. Is there a door on this hut?
Yeah, there's a door in front of you that appears to be closed.
Are there actually holes in the ceiling? Or is
Yeah,
it-
like how porous is this? It looks like I could slip in.
It's not that porous. It's not porous enough that you can slip in. And as I said before, it is. It's rather. It's rather tough to skin, but you can, if you wanted to cut a hole in the side and slip in. Sure, you could do that. It's a little
And how
Fine.
tall is the hut? This dome?
20 feet plus.
20 feet. Right. I'm just wondering if this might be a jump jets time.
Now,
Yeah,
keep
I
in
was
mind
thinking
this.
that.
Yeah, that's true. Still keep in mind this creature's 50 feet tall. So
Yeah, but it's
all
only
you're
got a
doing
20
is-
feet range. It's only got a 20-foot range. And
True.
I
So,
can get into the
Move
center.
30 feet away and shoot it. Move 30 feet away and shoot it.
Yeah, but then what are you guys going to do?
All of that.
You guys can get on top? I don't think Cheddar...
No, I meant a withdrawing battle. It depends on how quickly it can move forward, because so far it just moved, 10 feet?
No, it moves. It moved 50 feet one turn, and then it moved 30 feet.
Okay, well, there you go.
It was 50 feet and 15, actually. But yes, it moved at least 50.
Well, I definitely can outrun it. So, all right. So we're going to. Yeah, I think I'm.
The other thing we could do is disperse so that it can only attack one of us at a time.
kill one of us at a time. Yeah, separate directions, everybody. All right. So, enough talking. I'm going to activate my jump jets. I actually have to consult these rules.
It's part of a move action. You can activate them and
Yeah.
fly during a movement up to 30 feet with a maximum height of 10 feet. Or 20 feet straight up.
Yeah, it won't get you to the roof.
Yeah, but my haste. Well, it can get me
Haste won't affect your jump jets. It's just your base movement.
right. But what I'm saying is that I can jump 10 feet and then scramble up for my second move. If I do a double move. No, I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to work now. All right, so I just tactical withdrawal, I guess.
Yeah, those holes are actually, I was looking it up, that's actually the bone structure inside the skin. So think of it this way, it's sort of like, yeah, there's holes there, but there's still structure there. Like, so you would, even if you cut through the skin, you're going to have to go through the load-bearing bone, which is literally written in here. So,
And
oh, you're running away and taking a pot shot?
Yeah.
Roll a 3 for a 13.
This is ridiculous. What is up with this?
It's just bad luck, man.
It's unbelievable.
But it's every time we get bad luck.
It rolled a 2.
Yeah, and it hit.
I
Are
mean,
we-
it still
are we
hit you,
frantically-
but it rolled a 2.
Are we frantically running, or do you want a better chance of getting a good shot at it this round?
No, you guys get away. Get away. Just full on
No, I don't need to
retreat.
do that.
I'm running
Hold on.
and gunning is what I'm trying to do.
I am moving 30 feet away, and I will take my move action to say, get them, just in case anyone wants a parting shot, you'll have +2 to hit.
That's a good idea.
Even me, or I'm not in range.
Doesn't matter. It's the party.
Oh, nice.
Let me look that up. Actually, I might be wrong on that.
Over the comms. We need our spaceship for this one.
It goes in front of the door. It moves 40 feet. It seems to be standing in front of the door directly, and then it also takes another swipe at Cheddar.
Cheddar, get away.
You and your allies get a morale bonus to attack rolls. It does not say that you have to be within 60 feet of me.
Wow.
Whoa, it hits Cheddar for... Rolls a 35 to hit him.
So there's
and
sparks coming out of his
does
head.
33 points of damage, though mitigated to 32 points of damage.
Wow.
Cheddar has... How many hit points left? Cheddar has 6 hit points left.
So it went through its stamina.
It rolled 2 10s.
Cheddar doesn't have stamina. He just has hit points.
Wait, it rolled 2d10 plus 15 and it got a 32. Okay.
33, actually, so it rolled 2 9s. Everyone has been waiting to see how you guys handle this fight, by the way, on the Discord.
Running away.
I'm not running. I'm fighting.
No. It seems to be stopped by the front door.
Within range. I got my +2. Let's do the stealth for the
Got
trick
it.
attack.
Okay, here we go.
35, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man. Let's see if it's enough.
It better be enough. 20 plus the CR is. It's a 15
Okay, it's
CR. Maybe.
Barely.
Barely.
Enough.
Really? Barely? All right.
Okay, it's enough. It's not barely enough.
All right, I'll take an
You
attack.
got it.
I
You
got
got
a
it.
hit. Probably should be using one of my special ammos, but whatever. So that's a +2 to that roll.
+2. Roll 17, you miss.
Rolls a 6 for a 17.
Wow.
Not even close.
Well, if I consistently roll below a 10, yeah, that's what
You
happens.
actually rolled a 10 before and missed 2. Jason,
Yeah, no.
you feel radiation seeping through your suit, being this close to the creature. Give me a fort save.
Mm-mm.
Your Geiger counter went crazy. 16. You fight off the radiation sickness. Now you may go.
Yeah, I'm just kind of considering my actions here.
Will we be seeing Cheddar version 4?
I'm going to move back again, and then I'm going to give up my action, and then I'm going to tell Cheddar to get the hell out of there, and he's going to double move.
Okie dokie.
There you go. Nice.
Mo is up.
All right. Well, he's not going to. I'm not going to run past you guys. I'm going to run at least near you guys and take another shot. I mean, this thing has no idea that Mo's even attacking him because he freaking misses every time. So,
Yeah, me too.
all right.
None of you have hit it even once. It's just walking.
Hasn't Cheddar hit it?
No one's hit it.
Oh man.
This thing is just taking a little stroll.
Watch, it probably has like 3 hit points.
All right, artillery laser.
Look at that. You hit.
And it does.
28 and does 11 points of
I'm
damage.
so happy I did average. I'm so happy I rolled
Does
average for that.
Get him actually do extra damage or no?
No, just +2 to hit.
Okay, so actually I rolled a 30. You squarely hit it, and it takes a little bit of damage. Tiny scratch.
Yeah, we're throwing little toothpick spears at it.
If I can hit it, I can do a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, I bet. Uh huh.
All right.
No,
let me
he
get your
actually can.
shot.
If you crit, he can do like 60 points of damage if
Yes,
you can crit.
I can do a lot.
But you gotta hit.
You have your own way of making it flat-footed, right?
Yes, if it.
Yeah.
Yes. If I
Okay,
hit
so
it.
no, I'm saying so. My making it flat-footed attack is less important to you than the get 'em attack. Okay, fine. What that tells me is I will use my move action to give you a +2 to hit with get 'em, and I will move. And as part of that move action, I'm going to pull out a shock grenade Mark II
Okay.
and move back to here to get in front of Cheddar.
Okay. It goes. It's scanning the horizon. Lets out a bellow. After getting hit by the laser. Comes to there.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We're in range. now.
my.
Oh my.
You have armor on. Maybe it'll miss because you have armor.
As it goes towards Mo and Tuttle. Tuttle plays possum. Tuttle's like, you can't see me.
Tuttle has.
I'm hoping he won't notice because I'm very short.
He's like, it's like, I've never been so happy. I'm so tiny. But Mo hit it. It didn't like that.
Aren't elephants afraid of mice?
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
That
Should
is
be
correct.
terrified.
Yes, it should be scared of you, but it didn't notice you because you're too small. However, it hits Mo with a gore attack.
What do you mean? They haven't even rolled.
Well, there's actually a huge delay. I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
Hits you with a 16 for a 38, and rolls, oh my god, almost minimum damage. 19 points of damage. That's it.
He gets a plus 18 to hit.
Hiroji is up.
What is the armor class even?
No, it's actually gets a plus 22 to hit.
Oh,
yeah.
is that all?
I'm at it was 22. We can kill it. This would make a great trophy for our ship.
This thing can be a ship. I love this concept of you guys. You are 50. It's 50 feet in the air. It's
I love it.
50 feet. This thing is enormous.
If it can bleed, it can die.
Yeah, everyone, Steve here. So sorry to leave you in the middle of a cliffhanger, but the fight is very, very long. I think it's almost the entire session is just this fight. So there's no way I was going to make it just one episode. Or I could have made it one episode. It would have been a very long episode, but too bad. I'm making it 2 episodes. So you'll find out what happens next week, but it is not looking good for the fellas. A few small notes I will mention. First of all, the thing they're fighting is an Elikoff. You can actually look it up. It's in Alien Archive, page 48. So if you want to follow along and see what this thing is. The second thing I want to mention is that we actually make a small mistake with the fight. I'm going to talk more about this next week when I give you my recap of what I thought about this fight. But the big thing is that the creature has a radiation aura. But mentioned in one line in the rules is that if you are wearing armor, you are immune to radiation. Or rather, if you're wearing light armor, you're immune to low radiation. And if you're wearing medium armor, you're immune to medium radiation. Now, they all wear light armor except for Mo, who wears medium armor. So a lot of these roles that I've been doing, or going to be doing also next week for the radiation, I should not have been doing. Now, it doesn't really affect things that much in the scope of things, and it doesn't really affect the fight, and we talk about it later, but it is very, very easy to miss. And I will tell you that the fact that the radiation really doesn't affect them really makes this creature a lot easier, because that's kind of the big part of this creature, is that the radiation can do serious damage to you or kill you. And considering most people who have light armor aren't going to go right next to it and get doused with the medium radiation, it makes it a lot easier to attack. Now again, I'm not going to get into it this week, but it is a very small note that one of the problems I do find with the Starfinder rules is that, I mean, all role-playing games have this problem, is that, you know, you'll have a 600-page rule book, and in one sentence in the middle of nowhere, it'll mention something like this, and we found it after the fight. It was a mistake on my part, so if you are going to run this, do note that radiation will not affect your guys if they're wearing armor. As for my GMPC tip, I wanted to discuss player aids and whether or not you use them at your table. So, I am actually a firm believer in using pictures. And when I used to run games in person, mostly Age of Worms, I've always had access to color printers my whole life. Even when I was in the 80s, believe it or not, I had a color dot matrix printer. Way back when, Apple made this amazing color dot matrix printer. I used to print out things in color, and people's minds would be blown because no one had color back then. It was dot matrix, for God's sakes. But ever since then, I've actually always had access to laser writers and color laser writers, so it's easy for me to print out color pictures. So whenever I would GM, I would always, well, pretty much scan images, because I had access to scanners, and print out the pictures of what the monsters look like. I also had access to Photoshop, things like that. Of course, in today's day and age, you know, I'm talking about ancient history here, this is incredibly easy. You can just rip out images out of PDFs, or better yet, just look on the internet for any of these images, and you can easily find them and download them and print them out. But I really strongly recommend, if you're a GM, to print out and use images, because it really helps. I know this is like theater of the mind, but when you're trying to describe something like this Elikoff, which is unlike anything in, well, anything that exists on Earth, it's a lot easier if you have a picture and you can see what it is, and then everyone can also imagine what it's like. The other thing I like to use images for is for the PCs too, because it's very hard for PCs to actually know what other PCs look like. And you can go out and get, custom images, made for your PCs. They're actually pretty cheap. There's lots of people out there who will do it for as little as like $30-$40 that will do a custom image of your PC. I think it's money well spent, because if you're playing with your friends, the image is 1,000 words. It really helps when people see what you look like. And if you can't do that, then do the next best thing is just go on the internet and find an image of what you think your character looks like. And I'm going to give you a little hint. Rusty is loosely based on Brad Pitt from Ocean's 11, whose name is also Rusty. So, if you guys want to picture in your mind's eye what he looks like, just picture Brad Pitt from Ocean's 11, and that is what Rusty looks like. So you sort of, again, just by me even saying that, probably changes a lot of preconceptions for good or for worse, hopefully for better, but now you kind of can know what it looks like in your mind's eye. But for our show, of course, we have images, and I try to put a lot of images up on the Discord, and I have an image of every single episode of what the big bad is that they're fighting or encountering that day, so that you can at least see what it looks like. But in addition to just pictures, whenever I go to Gen Con, I always like to look around to see what other people are doing. I actually saw once at PaizoCon, someone brought a laptop and an entire television set to show what everything looked like. Now that's a little overkill, especially going to a convention, but I applaud his effort. I've also seen people do 3D terrain, which is incredibly useful. I've seen people do whiteboards where they have these large boards where they put down notes and they draw images and they put up pictures and stuff. And again, anything that just sort of gets you involved in the game. And you can go the other way too, which is just pen and paper and maybe a map and then just some scribbles, and that's it. I find that's almost a little too simplistic for my tastes. I think you can do it that way, but in this day and age where there's so many tools and so easy to find images and just print them out, I think you should at least have some visual aids to help your storytelling, both for the PCs and the GM, as it really adds a lot to the game. And finally, if you guys have any hints or tricks of things that you do, please let us know. Please go to the Discord channel and tell us some of the tips and tricks you do. One of the things I like to do, if you go to the hobby store, you can buy these 1-inch round wooden pegs. They also sell 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. And I like to then just print out on like a hard stock paper an image of like PCs and monsters. I cut that out, I use a glue stick, and I put it on those little 1-inch pegs. And then I can use that on battle maps to represent creatures. It's really quick, it's really easy, they're cheap. You can buy 100 of these wooden pegs for a couple of bucks at a hobby store. And then when I'm done with them, I either keep them or I throw them out. Especially when I go to Gen Con, usually what will happen is I'll go to Gen Con, they do weigh a bit. I'll go to Gen Con and I'll have like 50 pounds worth of images and minis and stuff, and then I throw them all out, and then I go back with like 5 pounds. Or I fill up my suitcases with board games, but you get the gist. As for show notes, got some general show notes. First of all, a new podcast, as I know, every Tuesday. Do subscribe to us on, whatever you use, and do check out Jason's Talking Combat column every single Thursday. Do join our Discord if you want to play some games and test out the new classes at discord.rollforcombat.com. Also, if you get to level 10, you get a free t-shirt, so do check that out. Do check us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Do check out the Reddit channel. Do check out the Patreon if you wish to support us. And then finally, I am going to mention one thing. I got a little messed up these last couple of weeks because I was on jury duty for over a week. And not only that, the last 2 weeks of my life happened to have been the craziest 2 weeks of the year. So you take the craziest 2 weeks of the year, my wife's parents are in town, my parents are in town, my kids are singing all over the place, my daughter was on the Today Show, my kids are singing at Carnegie Hall on Wednesday, a million things are going on. And on top of that, I'm going away for 2 weeks during the Christmas vacation. So, with that all being said, there is a chance that I might take a break. The show's not going anywhere, don't worry, we're not going out of business or anything, but I might take a break just because I have to actually now edit and get all the shows ready for the next 3 to 4 weeks, and I only have a week left to do it before I go away on vacation. I was planning on doing this, but the last week and a half, between jury duty and messing up my work schedule and my life schedule, I really have been running out of time. So I might take that time off just because it's going to be impossible for me to do the show while I'm away on vacation. So I'm just giving everyone fair warning. I might take the winter vacation off, and then we'll come right back starting nice and early in the new year. Haven't decided yet. I'm trying to get through the shows. I managed to get through next week's show already, so now I just have to do 2 more weeks, but it does take a while and there's a lot going on right now. Anyhow, just keep that in mind. I'll let you know what the decision is next week. If I can get 3 shows done in the next week, then you'll be golden. But it does take me a while to get these shows together, so hopefully I can. Otherwise, you guys will definitely be here next week. You'll hear the conclusion of this fight, find out if they live, if they die, what I thought of this creature, what I thought of the fight, and I'll give you tips and tricks on how to run these encounters with really big boss monster creatures. Otherwise, I'll talk to you next week. See ya.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, a Starfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com. or drop us a line at contact@rollforcombat.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and other social media platforms. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember to check for traps.